Sheriff Todd Baxter. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield. On June 18th, 2019 at 7:52 a.m., I sent you an email, and you've also received this document, registered mail return receipt, multiple times. Quote, you received via registered mail return receipt a document that demands how much you expended in taxpayer dollars to purchase and install that surveillance device atop the building at 2025 Penfield Road. I already know your response, Todd the fascist stooge. You will refuse to disclose the amount and date. Your fanaticism compels you to refuse. If you disclose the date and dollar amount, that is your nauseating confession that you have targeted me with the surveillance device, that you have abridged my civil and constitutional rights. You refused. So that was accurate. Now, I'm sending you again a Freedom of Information Law document. Quote, the public employee payroll for Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail. Why do you think you have 170 fanatics at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Why do you think you exist? Why do you think you're wearing that uniform? Why do you think you walk into the office? Why do you think you drive a vehicle marked Monroe County Sheriff's Office? Because of taxpayer dollars. So what do you pay your 170 employees? I'm not asking you. This document compels you to disclose your public employees' salaries. And the reason why you will continue to refuse my demand that you disclose is if the people of Monroe County learn what you pay your 170 public employees, you never win re-election, Todd Baxter. I'm going to say that again. If the people of Monroe County discover what you pay your public employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you never win re-election. Despite the fact that you're making the decision as to the dollar amounts in that paycheck. So, Freedom of Information Law. The names and charges of every inmate at Monroe County Jail from January 1, 2018 to December 31, 2018. What are the names of the individuals at Monroe County Jail? It's a public facility. People are transported and deposited into your jail, both innocent and guilty, in a public proceeding. I'm not asking for the names of individuals at a private business. This is a jail that exists because of taxpayer dollars. So I want to know who was at that jail because I want to talk to these people. And the only way I can talk to these people is if I'm provided a list. Send me that list because this is the document that compels you to do it. Freedom of Information Law. Cost for a trip to Atlanta, Georgia for hotel and boarding for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl with his canine dog, Lola, on February 3rd, 2019. You sent your employee Ryan Fisher out of New York State, out of Monroe County, to the south, to Georgia. Because there's a photograph of Ryan Fisher with his canine dog, Lola, in front of Mercedes-Benz Stadium that was on your Facebook page. Why is Ryan Fisher in Georgia? What is of such critical importance that you're paying for a plane ticket and a hotel for Ryan Fisher to go to Georgia? The last time I checked, the state flag from Georgia is not similar to the state flag in New York. Can you guess why, Todd Baxter? Freedom of Information Law. Application to access records. That's what a FOIL is. The cost to taxpayers of Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter has expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits for failure to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. I'm demanding this information because if you have expended taxpayer dollars to settle a sexual harassment lawsuit, then that will establish that the work environment that you preside over is a disgusting, vile work environment. So, have you used taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits or sexual harassment lawsuits? That is general language, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, Todd Baxter. Because based on my experience with your fanatics and with your extremists, I have zero doubt that your fanatics and your extremists are sexually harassing female employees on the job. Sexual harassment has 1,000+ different definitions because it manifests itself in 1,000+ ways that dehumanize the human spirit. It's a man asking a woman out on a date over and over and over, and she says no. It's a man touching a woman on parts of her body where she never wants to be touched. It's a man making crude, vile, profane remarks in the office. And I have zero doubt that that's going on at your Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Application to access records. The cost of a surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars and affixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. That's it. That's your device, and I was on it. And I'm not committing any crime when I was on it. It has what's called an ICM number. That's the identifying number. 50+ times via my mail.com account. I've demanded you send me this video, and 50+ times you've refused because it was on the phone of your public employee when your 6 public employees descended on me. It's just setting me up. You told the toothless grass cutter from Broccoli Tree in Lawn Care, your employee at Panorama Trail, rather, go by his house. He's going to come outside. Then I'm going to descend on him and arrest him because a civilian Steve Desmond is going to call your office. So you're concocting criminal contempt for me. You're concocting a crime for me. They don't own that land. I'm out there because I know Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah don't own that land. You know why I know they don't own that land? Because they can't prove it. Neeraj Shah refused. Why do you think he's refusing this? Because he doesn't have the documentation to prove he owns that land. And I already knew that when I was out there. I already know it. And they're still here, these parasites. Because these people are mentally ill. Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah. There's no grass cutting going on alongside my residence. For 5 years, when Dr. Gloria Nichols was in that building at 2041 Penfield Road that Neeraj and Layla Kumar Shah now occupy with their revolting presence. If they own that land, why don't they just come over to my house and say, I know it may sound really odd, but we do own that land next to your house here where our toothless tractor rider rides his a tractor. We do own that land. They don't, because they don't have the documentation. Because the document that he sent me is a fiction. So what the hell are you doing descending on me with your 6 fanatics when I'm outside for 30 seconds and I'm on video? He's refusing to open his mail to prove he owns that land. I already know he doesn't own that land. Why do you think I'm out there? I have civil and constitutional rights. And shortly before your fanatics descended on me, Elliot Roth is in the parking lot that I've walked through 4,000 times, and my neighbors walk through every day, and I'm the only New Yorker out of 17.9 million that can't walk through that parking lot or I'll be arrested. And this is the lunatic friend. So I'm walking through the parking lot for the 4,000+ time, and Elliot Roth is outside without his sight And he says to me, "You're going to be arrested." And I look at him in astonishment. And I keep walking. And I think there's something radically wrong with this guy. Well, that's because he knows that you installed the what? What did you install? Tell me, Todd. Can you tell me what you installed? You installed that surveillance device, Todd, baby. And he knows you installed it. He knows you installed this device that I was on. Surveillance device camera that you expended taxpayer dollars and put on this building for me to see if I would walk through the parking lot. And you lie about that because it's easy to lie about it. Now, when I describe the lunatic fringe, it's your lunatic fringe. When I describe fanaticism, it's your fanaticism. That's your camera. You bought it. You installed it. So, Roth tells me you're going to be arrested. I don't know what he's talking about. So I want to know from Roth. I demand to know from Roth. Who told him this? He refuses to open his mail, too. So, Elliot, why don't you just tell the Monroe County Sheriff's Office that that's a private building and nothing's going on in that building? So, now, Nairaj Shah and Elliot Roth are not the only ones that refuse to open their certified mail from me. Can you guess the name of an individual, Sheriff Todd Baxter, that also refuses to open his certified mail from me? Can you guess the name of this individual? Because it's you, Sheriff Todd Baxter. You know what's in here? This is a demand for your public employee payroll. And you know that if your public employee payroll is made public and the people of Monroe County learn the salaries that you pay to everyone at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, you never win re-election. Michael Raven, you double dipper. He was a Monroe County Sheriff employee for 20 years and then he retired. And then you, Todd, hired him as a special assistant. So Michael Radler has 2 paychecks. And for over a year, I'm demanding the public employee payroll from him. 18 times I sent him a FOIL. He also refuses to open his mail from me. So, now, from this June 18th, 2019 email I sent to you. Where is your public employee payroll, Todd the Fascist Stooge? Are you Rain Man, Michael Radler? I have demanded your public employee payroll 18 times, and every single time you refuse to disclose your public employee payroll. The sheriff of Monroe County refuses to comply with the law. That is perfect hypocrisy, Todd baby. Where is the video of me on your surveillance device? I demanded that video via email and regular mail 50 plus times. Every single time you refused to send it to me, despite the fact it was on the phone of the deputy fascist stooge when you violated my rights. You, Todd the Fascist Stooge, are guilty of number 1 or number 2. Number 1, withholding evidence in my concocted case. 2, destroying evidence in my concocted case. So, now, attached to this email is Freedom of Information Law. For your public employee payroll. Send me your public employee payroll because that's the FOIL right there. That's the document that compels you to send your public employee payroll to my home residence. So, excuse me, Todd. I'm concerned about this employee that you have at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Now, this employee has a unique look. This is Monroe County Sheriff employee Travis Bickle. And as you can see there, he has the Sheriff Todd Baxter mohawk going. Now, why did you hire Travis Bickle to work at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, Todd? Because I'm very troubled by him. I mean, his appearance in this photograph here, and this is taken in Rochester. He's got the mohawk going there. He's got the black shades. He's got a little button there. He's got this oddball look on his face. What's he staring at there? So, Todd, you need to do something about your Monroe County Sheriff Office employee, Travis Bickle, because he looks like he has emotional problems. which is not going to be surprising because your employees, the vast majority of them, have emotional problems. And your employees with their emotional problems, they also have this obsession with a Hollywood actress. And I have a picture of this Hollywood actress and their obsession with her. And your Monroe County Sheriff Office employees have an obsession with Jodie Foster. And what they have in common with Jodie Foster is John Hinckley. Do I have to tell you who John Hinckley is? So there's Jodie there giving the peace or victory sign, and you know nothing about peace or victory. So I'm very concerned about your Monroe County Sheriff's Office with this obsession that they have about Jodie Foster. So you may want to look into that. And Todd, I'm very concerned about you because you suffer from menarchetism. And this is an affliction where you only have one testicle. So I'm very concerned about your health and well-being because you only have one testicle. And an individual who suffers from the same affliction is your hero on your office wall. He also suffers from menarchetism. And here he is right here. You see, he's got his hand up in the air like that. You see that, Todd? So he's really going berserk. He's really cutting loose here with his one ball. And this looks just like you with your morning meeting with your deputy whack jobs here. So, Todd, I'm very concerned about you with your one ball like your hero there. So now, Todd, are you going to be sending me the payroll anytime soon? Are you? Now, I'm also concerned with this new program you have to motivate your Monroe County Sheriff employees. And this motivational program was instituted by Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell. You see, here he is right here, Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell, okay? He's not with Goose in this photograph here, all right? Because he unfortunately killed Goose. He killed Goose. It's his fault. So now Pete Maverick Mitchell, his motivation program here, perhaps you've heard of the Operating Thetan. Now, there are 8 Operating Thetan levels that he has instituted for your Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And here we have the Operating Thetan Level 1. This solo audited level is the first step a clear takes toward full OT abilities. Wow. Full OT abilities when you get to OT1, okay? And then we have it in Monroe County Sheriff's Office by Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell, okay? All right. Now, he loves the Righteous Brothers, by the way. So OT2 here, all right? Now, by confronting hidden areas of one's existence on the whole track, that is by confronting past incarnation, vast amounts of energy and attention are released. See, you spend vast amounts of energy with your whack jobs coming to my house. And then we have the OT3. This is called the Wall of Fire. Okay, you got that? And, the Wall of Fire, he sometimes will crash and burn, all right, Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell. And this is discovering an important breakthrough within less than a month of founding the Sea Org. Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell and Religious Order of the Church consists of dedicated members where a means of erasing those mental factors that stand in the way of peace and toleration of mankind. That's what the Wall of Fire does. Okay, it erases those mental factors that stand in the way of peace and toleration and mankind. I'm about to cry just reading about peace and toleration in mankind. So now, Todd, you got the operating level number 4 here, okay? Again, by Lieutenant Pete Maverick Mitchell. All right, you got that? Now, let's see. We have a drug rundown. This level handles the hidden problems and stops in a human being's universe caused by the effects of drugs and poisons on the whole tract. I don't know what the hell that means. Continue. This is the final polish that rids one of any last vestige of the effects of drugs on the spirit. Wow. I also don't know what the hell that means. And ministered at advanced organizations or flag approximately 12 and a half to 25 hours. I don't know what the hell that means either. So, but you do. So now we have OT5, OT get Operating Thetan, all right? That's you, Sheriff Baxter. You and your How is the Operating Thetans going there? How are you doing with your 170 Operating Thetans? All right, just let me know, send me an email. Now, along with your public employee payroll. Okay, now this is the second Wall of Fire, consists of 26 separate rundowns, and it has been described as dealing with living lightning, the very stuff of life itself. Wow, living lightning. I'd like to know what living lightning is. Perhaps I'll walk over to your Wegmans Food Market's headquarters and I'll talk to two of your whack jobs, because you always have two of your badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes sitting alongside that building at Wegmans doing nothing. And I'm sure Danny and Colleen Wegman love the fact that you have your badge-wearing, gun-carrying, Barney Fife jokes sitting along the building, because when people going in and out of Wegmans, what they want to see is your two vehicles there with your employees sitting there doing nothing. So now we have OT6. Okay, this is OT again, operating Thetan. All right. This is the training one receives before starting a solo audit on the new OT7. Powerful that it actually constitutes an entire OT level. One solo is not in dealing with complexities intended to crush one's true power and abilities as a Thetan. Wow. I mean, I almost started to cry. I was getting choked up there when I was reading about that OT level that you came up with. And that's really quite something here. What the hell are you talking about here with this? I don't get it, but I'm trying. And what exactly is an auditor? What is that? Did you call L. Ron Hubbard in hell and ask him what an auditor is? Because I don't know what the hell an auditor is. All right, now we have OT8. Okay, Todd? All right, now this is the new OT8 is one solo audits at home daily. Solo audits at home. Wow, solo audits. What the hell is that, solo audits? So this is a lengthy level requiring a considerable amount of time to complete. It is the final pre-OT level and culminates in an attainment of the state of cause over life. Wow. Cause over life at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Cause over life. So, all right, now, and then the final step is the highest level. This is truth revealed. All right, truth revealed. All right, is offered aboard the Free Winds. That's a boat. That's a whack job boat. Near 170 whack jobs would love to be on the Free Winds boat. This solo auditing level addresses the primary cause of amnesia on the whole track and lets one see the truth of its own existence. Wow, the primary cause of amnesia. That's really something, Todd. So that's what's going on there at your Monroe County Sheriff's Office with Pete Maverick Mitchell helping you out with your operating Thetan level. So how are you doing there being an operating Thetan, Todd? I'd like to, because I saw some of your operating Thetans. I saw 4 of them here at the Monroe County Community College gym after I ran a 5K there last month. I mean, what are your whack jobs doing? What are your operating Thetans doing in Monroe County Community College at the gym? I mean, I don't get that, Todd. What the hell are they doing there? So let me know. Now, Todd, you're going to continue to receive Freedom of Information Law documents from me demanding your public employee payroll. And you, Sheriff Todd Baxter, are above the law in Monroe County, and you will continue to refuse to disclose your public employee payroll. So, quote, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King Jr., letter from a Birmingham jail. You, Sheriff Todd Baxter, are a threat to justice everywhere in Monroe County. Resign.